Hey everyone, we're going to use synthetic division to determine if the divisor, x minus c, is a factor of the given polynomial. Basically that means if it is a factor, then the remainder will be 0. If the remainder is not 0, then it is not a factor. Okay, so basically we want to know if this x plus 3 is a factor. So what we're going to do is go ahead and use synthetic division. And basically we're going to do negative 3 and write a negative 4, 5. We don't have an x to the first, so we put a 0 as a placeholder, then 8. We're missing x to the first. So you always have to put your placeholder in or you'll be out of step. And then we're going to bring down the negative 4, and basically we're going to multiply and add, multiply and add. We're multiplying these two, so then you get 12. Then you add these two, 5 and 12. Then you multiply these two, and you get negative 51, and you add. And you multiply, let's do a different color, these two, and you add. Oh, it's 153, sorry. And when you add that, you get 161. If it's a factor, this should have been a 0. So the remainder equals 161, which does not equal 0. Therefore, x plus 3 is not a factor of our dividend. Okay. Now here we have another one. So we're going to, remember you set the divisor to 0, so x is 2. And we've got a, for the 4, then we're going to have a 0, because we don't have x cubed, negative 15. And then we don't have an x to the first place, 0, and negative 4. So this would be your x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared, x, and x to the 0, x1. Okay, so we should get a 0 right here if it's a factor. So we bring down the 4, and you multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. Since we get a 0 here, the remainder is 0. Therefore, x plus 2 is a factor. And that's all we have to do. Let's go again. This is going to be negative 3. We have 2, 0, negative 18, 0, 1, 0, negative 9. So it's a long one. Again, this is x to the 6th, x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x cubed. We don't have one, so we had to put a placeholder, 2, 1, and 0. And then you're just going to pull down the 2, that's the first step, and you multiply and add. And when we're going to get 2, you multiply, you get negative 6, add it, multiply, 18, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Then we get negative 3, 9, whoops, I'm going too fast. Negative 3, 9, and when you add these, you get 0. Therefore, x plus 3 is a factor because the remainder is 0. It is a factor of our polynomial. We've got 2 more to go, and I'm going to just go ahead and go a little faster. We don't have an x to the 5th. We don't have x to the cube, or x cubed. We have 1 x squared. We don't have x to the first. Alright, and then bring down the 1 here, and you're going to multiply and add, multiply and add. So you multiply and add, 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 multiply and add. We did get a 0 here, so x plus 4 is a factor. Next is the last one, and so it's going to be negative 1/3 here. It's a fraction, whoop-de-doo. So we have 3, 1, 0. We don't have an x squared. Negative 3 and 1. And don't be scared of the fractions. They usually come out pretty nice. Negative 1/3 of 3 is just going to be negative 1. And then you add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply. Okay, where are we? Let's see, multiply and add, and you get a 2 here. So the remainder equals 2, which does not equal 0. So x plus 1/3 is not a factor. And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.